Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this video is on volume of solids. Volume of solids. Let's take this shape for example. Hopefully you realize that this is a cylinder. Very commonly used like a Coke can, soda can, okay, barrel of oil. We use cylinders a lot in real life. So, looking at the picture, notice that the length of this barrel is 3 inches long. And the diameter for this barrel or can is 4 inches wide. Okay, so how do we find the size, the volume, how much this thing holds? In other words, how much liquid or whatever can it hold? Well, remember that volume is always big B times height, where big B refers to the area of the base. In our case, our base is a circle. That's what defines this shape, right? It's round. The bottom and top of a can is typically a circle. Okay? In our case here, notice that the radius is 2 inches. So, the area of a circle is always pi times the radius squared. So let's find the area of the base. So I'm going to use 3.14, and the radius is 2. So I'm going to do 3.14 times 2 squared. Okay, so as you can see in the top left corner, I've already done the calculations, and 3.14 times 2 squared equals 12.56. Now, knowing that the area of the base, remember this is big B, is 12.56, the volume is simply 12.56 big B times the height, which we were given is 3, right? And that's why the answer is 37.68 cubic inches. And the key thing to always remember is volume is always cubic. Okay, so pause the video and process this information, and let's move on. Okay, so notice guys, here we have what we call a triangular prism. Notice the defining shape is it's triangular, and hence the name triangular prism. So to find the volume, we're going to use the same formula, big B times height. What's the difference is, follow the purple here, the difference is our bases are triangular. So the first thing I'm going to do is take 1/2 the base times the height of my triangular shape. Okay, and if we look carefully enough, the thing that's confusing here, guys, now follow along with the red, is let me put in, and it must be because I made a bad printout, but notice the top and bottom are triangles, right? Focus on the red. Notice what's given to us here is the height of that triangle is 2.5 yards, and it's measured to this base of 6 yards. So continuing with our calculations, we have 1/2, the base of the triangle is 6, the height is 2.5. So looking at our calculations from the calculator again, in the top left corner, we know 1/2 6 times 2.5 is 7.5. This again is big B. So now what do? All I need to do is, for the volume, is take 7.5, which is big B, the area of the base, times the height, and notice right here, we're given that the thickness or the height of our shape is 3. And 7.5 times 3 tells us that our triangular prism is 22.5 yards cubed, or 22.5 cubic yards. Now, the other thing I want you to notice, if you didn't notice before, okay, is, let me move this printout out of the way there, is notice, ladies and gentlemen, that like a lot of the more complicated problems, they give us extraneous information. Follow the green. Notice they gave us 5 yards and 3 yards. It's just there. It's accurate information, but it's unnecessary information, right? So please remember to always focus on only what you need to use. We only needed, follow the green, we only needed the base of the triangle, correct? And the base of the triangle, follow the green again, was 6 yards with a height of 2.5 yards. That helped us calculate the area of the base, and the only thing else we needed was the thickness or the height of the shape, which is 3 yards, okay? So pause the video before we go on to our next shape. Okay, our final shape, good news, is a quick one to do. Again, this is a rectangular prism, right? Rectangular. In other words, what defines this shape is that every side is a square or rectangle. A rectangular prism, right? Rectangular prism. Okay, and we all know the volume, again, is big B times height. But what's interesting, of course, in this problem is if I looked at the base, and I'm going to shade in the top base here, okay? And when I look at that top part of that box, or rectangle prism, notice it's a rectangle. So another common form for a rectangular prism is length times width times height. But I just want to point out that length times width is really our big B. Okay, so finishing up the problem, this one's real simple. Isn't our big B 10 times 17, or 17 times 10, and our height, notice, is 4. Again, the thickness is 4 of that box, right? So, doing my math, again, look at the bottom left corner this time. And as you can see, doing my math, I know that 10 times 17, big B, is 170. And when I take 170 times 4, the height of the box, I get 680 meters cubed. Again, volume is always cubic. Remember that. We're always measuring the size or volume of a shape using cubic units, little cubic units. And that's the end of the video, guys. I hope it was a good video. Hopefully you learned about volume being big B times height, the area of the base times the height.